that. I'd be real hesitant early round games, especially, on neutral court. I'd be hesitant into, if you like an over, maybe just stay away from it. And if you like an under, um, you know, just know that probably confirms the little things for you. Best gambler, you asking about Notre Dame. Notre Dame, yeah. Uh, they could do it at plus 1700. It's a good value there. I agree with you there. Um, they're a team that can get hot and score. When you're looking for teams to upset somebody, maybe to make a run, look for a team. Look for a team that has a player that can take over a game. Obviously, maybe like Ole Miss in the SEC with Moody. Moody can take over a game. Maybe look over at Washington University with Andrews. Andrews can take over a game. The kid Oregon, Oakland. Fielder, he can take over a game. Those are the things you want to look for when you're looking for underdogs. Do they at least have a scorer that can go out there and drop 40? We've seen it happen all the time through these tournaments, and the Big 12's loaded with them. Big story out of the Big 12 with Texas. They could have Cameron Ridley back for the tournament. We'll see. They're only plus 1,300, so I don't know. I'm not saying take TCU, but Oklahoma State could somehow do something. It happens every year. You shake your head before it starts and say those teams don't have a chance, but next thing you know, they're playing for the championship. Look at Holy Cross. Holy Cross had a 0.09% chance of making the finals in that conference. Making the finals. They've lost every conference road game this year. They had 19 losses on the year, and we've been riding them. They've been cashing for us. It's March. Anything can happen. Don't lay points. Don't take big favorites. Uh, you know, wouldn't have to play Virginia or Miami till the finals. Who's that? Notre Dame? Yeah. Donnie Riggs says FSU. Okay. They play BC, Virginia Tech, then Miami. Yes, Donnie. Actually, I have one on Florida State. That's actually the one I have, and I was going to give it out as a client play, but, we'll ride with that. You're going to get it anyway, but yes, Florida State. So good stuff there. Just a couple news and notes to get to today. As far as baseball previews starting back up. We start it back up tomorrow. Now, we were going from division to division, obviously each week spending on one division. I'm going to tell you it's been a scheduling nightmare as far as getting those guys on those dates to correlate with the divisions. So, I can't keep doing it week by week with divisions. We're just going to do day by day a different team, and I'll give you guys a heads up on which team I'm doing. If it's a local team, that way, you know when to listen. So, tomorrow, we got Evan Delich from the Houston Astros, beat writer down there. He's been doing it for years, TV personality, MLB Network. You guys know him when you see him, or if you're down in Houston, you definitely know him. And then March 9th, still up in the air, but March 10th, which is Friday, Jesse Rogers for the Chicago Cubs. He is ESPN Chicago. They have like ESPN Boston, ESPN Chicago, ESPN LA. He is ESPN Chicago's beat writer for the Chicago Cubs. You can find him at ESPN Chicago Cubs. That is his Twitter. He's got 100,000 followers. If you don't know him, he's a great read. He'll be on here to talk a little Cubs. We got a lot in common with the Cubs up here in Boston, as that whole front office is basically the old Red Sox front office. So should be fun. Big expectations for the Cubs this year to end that curse. We'll see what happens, but we'll see. And like I said, at the end of the month, we have Peter Gammons and Buster Only coming on to just basically go over everything. Monster guests there coming at you, and I appreciate everybody listening. And I've gotten a lot of good feedback with these so far. All my guests willing to come back on. They had a lot of fun on here. And, you guys are the reason why I do this. You guys are listening. I'm not doing it to talk to myself. I mean, obviously I'm doing it sort of as a resume builder, but still at the same time, we're making some money. So let's get into tonight's games as we do. What's the matter? Donnie says, "Holy shit." Okay. Oh, not did you know? Oh, sorry, Donnie. Did you not know about the end of the day, or I don't know who you're talking about there? Wait till you see who I got coming in for New York. You're a Mets fan, bud, right? You'll like that too. Uh, but that might be Yankee talk, but you'll know him anyway. I know you're a Mets fan, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into tonight's games. Let's roll tonight. Conference championships, short night. I'm trying to think when I think day basketball starts tomorrow. So, as a handicapper, I mean, as a bettor also, but as a handicapper from tomorrow until about April 14th, I believe. It's basically a Saturday every day. We got basketball from noon to midnight for the next, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it, 20 something days. And then in between that, we have baseball starting up. So it's a lot of work. If you're with a handicapper and they start, just make sure they're on top of their game. And if you're with a certain service, I know a lot of you guys are with me, and you guys know I'm on top of it. Yeah, you didn't know about Only and Gammons, yeah. So, just think about that as you go. You know, you don't have to play every game. You don't have to play a noontime game on Wednesday just because it's on TV and just because there's nothing else going on. You can sit things out. And if you are messing around and you're doing a client play or you're doing that, make sure you're doing the little extra ones that you like yourself, a little extra ones. Make sure you're doing them for like 20% of what you're doing, the ones that you're really playing for. You don't need to lose 3 day games that you didn't even like and need to win 3 big ones just to get it back. You should be able to win 1 big one and get it back. Could someone give me an update at some point on the chat box with the Dodgers and Milwaukee? Those are the two other baseball client plays today. We got Minnesota who won and we got Toronto who won. And we had 2 late games. So give me good news. I know one of them was already losing, but hey. So Jeff's doing a show at 5 right after this also. So be prepared for that. I'm going to cut out before 5 to let you guys get over to him. It's a good time to listen to both of us. There's so much going on. There's a lot to know. And, 2 hours if you can, or an hour and a half, whatever it is between the both of us is well worth it before you go putting in your bets tonight. But let's see, what's the first one we want to get into? Because I got a lot of them actually, so we'll sort of do the rapid fire Saturday version today. Kent State, Bowling Green. Kent State's -7. Neutral site, first game of the of the tournament, obviously. And these guys, and you're going to get this a lot, they played each other twice already. Kent State beat them 70-54 and also 62-59. 2 pretty low scoring affairs. And I'll tell you, like I said, first round of the tournament, totals at 144.5. My initial lean was the under at 144.5. But I look at Kent State and their team total at 75 because they're such a big favorite. So at 75 on a pick'em, obviously, that would bring the total up to 150. So you're getting a better adjusted number than the one at 145 if you're following. Plus, I think Bowling Green can win the game. So looking at the Kent State team total at 75, they don't very often get to 75. They did against Akron in Western Michigan. They did that. But other than that, in conference, I don't believe they did. They got to 76 against Miami, Ohio, and 87 against that same Western Michigan team. So, you look, like I said earlier, they got to 70 playing Bowling Green, but the shots weren't there. The possessions were low, 65%. I mean, 62 shots, I believe. So it would take a monumental effort, a shooting effort of, well over, I think, 50% to get to that number. And from what I was talking about earlier with the, neutral site, the lines are different, atmosphere different. I like the under 75 in this spot. So that'll be the first free play of the day. Padres 4-0, Indians 5-0. Oh, that's great news. Jesus. All right. So, at worst case, we're 2-2 today. But I know the Dodgers come out. The Pods lay. The Dodgers come out and they let up two errors, 4 runs on 2 errors in the first inning. Right there, you're dead, basically. That's how you need to get on top early in spring training. Very rarely will you get a bunch of late runs, so we'll see what happens there. But it is what it is. Next game we got. And I won't go into this one much, other than I'm going to take a shot, and I know it's tough. But Pepperdine in St. Mary's going at it. St. Mary's 7-point favorites here. St. Mary's ranked this week. I believe they're 23rd in the USA Today polls that came out today. Pepperdine come rolling in, and here's another one. You look at St. Mary's, there's a ton of trends. We made a ton of money on St. Mary's early. They covered 12 straight. I haven't even been near them since that run at the beginning where they just were covering everything. A lot of trends towards the under when you get a total up near 130 to 140 with St. Mary's. It's a big number. Against conference teams, the under's 25-10, and it's 30-10 when the total's up near that number, by the way. You look at in-conference games, in tournament games this year, 0-1. But I look at the two head-to-head matches, right? Pepperdine beat them 69-63 in St. Mary's. That was earlier this month. And then early in January, they beat them 67-64 at home. Both, low 130s, somewhere around there. The total 133. I wouldn't really touch the total. And I know it's tough to beat the same team twice. Same team 3 times in 1 year. But you got to take a shot. These games that they play, you go even further back to last year, 67-62. They play close games. You're going to give me 7.5 with Pepperdine. I'll take it. Again, it's not a client play tonight, but it's a free play for you guys. I would be all over that one. Again, there's a theme here as far as taking points. Very rarely am I going to lay points this time of year. Next one, Western Michigan, Northern Illinois, and this one was actually typed up as a client play, and I erased it at the last second, so it almost made the cut. Northern Illinois -5 against Western Michigan. This Western Michigan team, I get it, right? On the road, not very good this year, whatever. But this Northern Illinois team, and you can give me their home games. The home games 11-2 ATS. That's fantastic. But they really haven't impressed me recently at all. And I know they beat them a week ago. Northern Illinois at home, 176-67. But Northern Illinois had a great shooting night. They shot 52% that night. Western Michigan hit 1-3. They shot 7% from the three-point line. They still had more offense. They had more rebounds total than them, less turnovers, but they only shot 37%. It was just a horrible shooting night for them. In Northern Illinois, what's the deal? What's the deal with the big guy down low? Questionable for tonight, Merrick. Now, it's an ankle. He's not going to sit out. It's the last game of the year if they lose. I get all that. But bottom line is you got your center who's got an ankle injury. And if even if he does play with an ankle injury, how much is he really going to be able to contribute down low jumping for rebounds? And like I said, you look back to the previous 2 matchups, Western Michigan out-rebounded Northern Illinois already, even with a healthy starting center in your lineup. So how are they going to do this time? Prediction from me, Western Michigan controls the boards in this game. And they pull the upset. I think they win outright. You're getting 4.5, 5 points here. It's some great value just based on that. They're going to have a lot of trouble. They're going to have to shoot the lights out again. And overall, they just haven't been playing great. They lost 3 out of 4 before they won that last game. They lost to Eastern Michigan. Now, they were dogs and all that one, I get. But even before that, they won 2 in a row. Let's see something here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They were 3-8 in their last 11 games. They didn't have a great ending to a season that looked really promising. Now, you can make the same case for Western Michigan. Let's face it, they're not good. I understand that. But like I said, the underneath with the points, it's March. Take the points, run with it, Fake fam tracker asking about Miami, Ohio. Yeah,